The Chicago Bears lost a heartbreaker in Lambeau Field to officially be eliminated from the 2019 NFL playoffs. What's up, guys? I'm back with the Bears post-game reaction videos. I hope all of you are having a happy Monday morning. Obviously, Chicago is not that happy this Monday morning because the Bears are officially out, okay? And it really hurts to hear that because when you look at the beginning of the season, the sky-high expectations that we had, Super Bowl expectations, and you look at what happened this year, it is utterly disappointing. It's one of the most disappointing Bear seasons I've ever been a part of. I mean, I don't remember watching many Bear seasons and being this disappointed, as compared to my initial expectations, okay? Because we did not even make the playoffs, and guys, especially in a game like this, okay, against the Green Bay Packers, forget the playoffs, okay? Even if we were not going to make the playoffs, I wanted to win in a game like this so badly because we do not win in Lambeau Field that often. Our last win was in 2015. I mean, we've only beaten the Packers like 4 times in the last decade. And we another time somehow find a way to lose again, okay? Now this time it was not completely our fault because I'm going to 100% say with certainty that the referees had a huge part in this Packers win. I'm usually not one to blame the referees, okay? You can look at all of my previous videos. Even when the Bears get screwed, I never blame the referees because I'm always of the mindset that you have to play good enough so that the referees' decisions don't negatively impact you. But guys, in a game like this, the referees were a crucial part of the Packers' victory. Look, I'm not going to point out every single mistake the referees made against us because they were a lot and that would take a long time to cover. But I'm going to talk about the most egregious one, the Cordero Patterson forced fumble on the punt return. Dean Blandino agreed with us that that was a completely legal hit. There was no reason that should have been Packers ball. And the fact that the same teams continue to benefit over and over and over again from the calls of the referees is completely disgusting. I'm going to put a chart on the screen right now. I also made a post about this last night. Guys, this year in the NFL, the Green Bay Packers are the team that have been benefiting the most from penalties, and they have also been hurt the least by far. That is a clear trend. That is the facts. That is the numbers. You cannot argue with numbers, Packers fans. You guys have clearly been the beneficiaries of a lot of bad calls this year. And guys, in a game like this where that call could have potentially been a 14-point swing, in a game that was only decided by 8 points, that could have changed the outcome of the entire game. So the NFL it's becoming more and more hard to watch nowadays because when you have such biased referees like this, right? You have to fight 2 battles. You have to fight the battle against the other team and the referees. So I understand that we made a lot of mistakes in this game and we shouldn't have made those mistakes if we wanted to win this game. But guys, when the referees are clearly against you, when you look at this game and you look at all the holding penalties, the pass interferences that didn't go our way, I mean, when you look at all of that combined, it's really tough to win. You have to play your best football, and sometimes you cannot play your best football, especially in a game in Lambeau Field, in this cold. You are going to make some mistakes, but the referees gave the Packers all the possible breaks they could get. So, guys, it just really infuriates me that this continues to go on like every single year, okay? I mean, I'm not sure what we can possibly do about it because we're only fans. And, I mean, it really seems like other fans of the NFL, they don't even care. Like, I'm only seeing Lions fans and Bears fans talking about how biased the refs have been in the Packers' favors. I'm not seeing any other NFL fans talking about it. Maybe Vikings fans, but guys, something needs to be done about this because it is just completely pathetic. But putting the referees aside, guys, and talking about what we did wrong in this game, I mean, what it really comes down to is that we had way too many missed opportunities throughout the entire game. We got off to a really slow start as usual. I mean, Matt Nagy's play calling in the beginning was really bad. I'm just going to say it up front. It was extremely bad, some of the plays he was calling. And, our offensive line, as usual, is playing really poorly. And, our run game was not being able to be established because again, our offensive line is really allowing no holds for David Montgomery to run through. So we really struggled at the beginning of the game. But, near pretty much the end of the second quarter, that's when our offense finally kind of got rolling. Okay, we only scored 3 points, which was another missed opportunity. We should have gotten that ball in the end zone, but to get 3 points, I mean, it was okay, I guess, because our offense was showing a lot of signs of life. But in the second half was when the real missed opportunities happened, because at the beginning of the second half, okay, we got down to their, I think it was their 34-yard line, and, on 4th and 6, we failed to convert. And that was really a really big missed opportunity right there, because when you go that far into their territory and you don't come up with any points, I mean, it really hurts in a game like this. And you saw right after that, the Packers had pretty good field position, and they scored a touchdown because our defense was completely choking. I mean, another thing I have to mention right now is that Prince Amukamara, he's hopefully not going to be returning next year, because he is not a good football player anymore. That's just straight up facts right now, okay? He cannot keep up with these fast young receivers. He's just getting too old. I mean, he keeps on getting burnt over and over and over again. And this is like the 6th or 7th time this year that he's been a big part of allowing a touchdown. So, man, Prince Amukamara is a massive liability. But beyond that, guys, our next miss opportunity was a couple drives later when we had that field goal. We were at the Packers' 9-yard line. And on 3rd and 6, we couldn't get that past to Cordell Patterson. So, guys, that was another huge missed opportunity to only come up with 3 points there. And then after that, obviously, we did have our touchdown, which was just a beautiful drive from the beginning. Okay, the passes to Allen Robinson, the passes to Anthony Miller. I mean, I have to really tip my hat off to both Anthony Miller and Allen Robinson. They both finished with over 100 yards. They both completely balled out in a game like this. They both showed up, so props to both of them. And we did score on that drive, but 2 drives later, okay, Mitch Trubisky's interception to Lowry, okay, the defensive lineman, that was bad, okay? That was just straight up bad. I'm sorry, Mitch Trubisky. That's just a mistake you cannot make. That reminded me of B.J. Rodgers' interception. That was just a crucial mistake that, maybe would have cost us some points, because our offense was rolling at that point, okay? So that's another missed opportunity that we had. Now, right after that, our defense stopped them, and they actually made them go backwards, so they did not even get a field goal out of that. So props to our defense there. But the next drive that we had, again on 4th and 10 at the Green Bay Packers 49-yard line, I mean, we failed to convert, okay? It's just that we could not get the ball into the end zone. That was one of the biggest factors why we lost. We kept on, just failing to convert on 4th down, making these interceptions, just having to stick with field goals. I mean, this is the type of stuff that has plagued the Chicago Bears offense the entire season, and we saw more of it today. Okay, even though the Bears overall were massively improved as an offense from the first game of the season. I mean, they actually, let me read the box score, guys. I think they actually had 100 more yards than the Packers overall. Let me see if I can team stats. So, yeah, the Bears as a team had 415 total yards, while the Packers had 292. God damn, that's a huge difference. So you can really see the difference in this game was from being able to capitalize on these yards, okay? Being able to put the ball into the end zone, which the Bears could not do. Obviously, the referees were a huge part of it as well. But guys, we could not put the ball into the end zone today. And obviously, I have to talk about the last play of the game as well. The lateral that almost worked. The miracle that almost happened, guys. I don't know why the Chicago Bears have to play with our hearts like this so much, because for a moment there, they made me think that we actually had a chance to tie it up. But we came a couple yards short as usual, because Jesper Horsted failed to lateral the ball to Allen Robinson, who was probably wide open and could have ran in for the touchdown, man. So, okay, I'm not going to put too much blame on Jesper, because in a situation like that, it's really hard to have awareness, know what's going on, like who's around you. But guys, you're in the NFL. Like, in these situations, you have to know your surroundings. You have to be quick on your feet. Jesper should have lateraled the ball to A-Rob, and he could have probably ran in for the touchdown, guys. But screw that, okay? It shouldn't have come down to that, but that would have been one of the best plays of the entire season, probably of the Bears' entire decade, and it did not happen, which is just so reminiscent of this entire season, okay? Our entire season has been like this. almost getting into the end zone but failing to do so. Almost making big plays but failing to do so. And we saw more of the same today. Now, one positive that I do have to take away from this game, though, guys, is that Mitch Trubisky has finished the season so strong, okay? You may say in a game like this, his QBR was super low, his rating was super low, he had 2 interceptions. But guys, if you were actually watching the game, you would know that Mitch Trubisky actually played a pretty damn good football game. Considering all the factors in this game, considering the weather, I mean, he did have probably a better stat line than Aaron Rodgers, but nobody wants to talk about that because it is Mitch Trubisky and it is the Chicago Bears. They always want to talk about Aaron Rodgers. They never give props to anybody on this Bears team. Guys, Mitch Trubisky had 334 passing yards. He had 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, which only one of those interceptions was really his fault because one was at the end of the half on a Hail Mary play. And he did have a QBR of 26.9. But guys, Aaron Rodgers had a QBR of 40.8, so it's not like he was that much better. And Aaron Rodgers only had 203 passing yards and 1 touchdown. And you also have to consider, Aaron Rodgers has a way better offensive line to work with. In this game, our offensive line really did not give much time at all to Mitch Trubisky throughout the entire game. Charles Leno was complete ass as usual. Every single game Charles Leno does this. I don't know what's going to happen next year. It's going to be really tough to replace him, but if there's any way of doing so, I really hope Ryan Pace figures it out because Charles Leno just absolutely sucks. Every single game this year, he has completely, utterly sucked. So, Charles Leno, you're a scrub, man. And the rest of our offensive line, even though they were not terrible throughout the entire game, Rashad Coward had some really bad moments. Cornelius Lucas had some moments as well. Our entire offensive line, as usual, it was not really a cohesive unit today. It did not allow for any run game to develop. So our offensive line was another massive part in this loss. And it really sucks that that's been the theme throughout the entire year. But guys, overall, that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. As always, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this game. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, what your reactions were. But our season is officially over, and I try my best to hype this team up as much as possible, okay? I made all these hype videos. I probably went a little bit too overboard with the hype videos, but that's my job right now, guys. I'm just trying to make you guys excited about this team. I'm trying to hype it up as much as possible, and I'm not going to lie that I'm really thankful for all the success that I've had with this YouTube channel. Even in a season this bad, okay? There was almost nothing to be thankful for this season. There were so many negative moments, but my YouTube channel still grew. I still got to talk to a lot of Bears players, okay? A lot of you guys I got to talk to. You guys are all cool people. So I'm thankful for this YouTube channel, and it really sucks that our Bears are like this, but you can still expect me to make videos throughout the rest of the season. We have 2 more games, the Chiefs and the Vikings game. I will come out with pregame and postgame videos for both of them because I know a lot of you still care, okay? I still care. I still want us to win these games, even though it doesn't mean anything. I want to see our backups play. I want to see people like Alex Bars play. I want to see Tolliver play. I want to see us still play with pride because, guys, I still love this team, okay? You guys love this team as well. We're still going to support this team no matter what. I still love being a Bears fan. It really hurts that this season's ended up like this, but screw it, guys. We'll be back better than ever next year. Bear down.